is 30 minutes of core strength, a little bit of yoga to warm up. Nothing crazy. Weights are optional. Join me 30 minutes. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications with live class. Mondays is full body strength live weights, mini bands. Fridays, core strength. Join me. Subscribe to the channel for more workouts. All right, so grab your weights. We're gonna start off in standing with a little bit of a yoga warm-up. Just get our bodies warmed up really quickly, and then we're gonna take it down onto the mat. We've got a series of 3 moves today, advanced. I'm gonna show you options. I'm a physical therapist as well as a strength coach and yogi. So I'm always gonna give you guys some options to modify based on what's going on with you. Be safe, listen to your body, right? That's my biggest suggestion. Modify as needed. Let's start off in standing. So we're gonna come to the back of our mat, just get a nice easy warm up, just to open up everything, just checking in with our body. How is everything feeling? How's your back? How are your hips, knees, everything? Just take this yoga warm up just as an opportunity to just kind of get things moving, checking in. Inhale, reach to the sky. Get nice and tall. Focus on that nice tall posture, crown of the head to the ceiling. Root your feet into the ground. Elongate through the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down. Hang out here, knees are soft, shake it out, release any tension. Knees are soft. This should just feel nice on that lower back. Really easy, mellow. We're taking it slow. We're gonna speed up as we go through this sequence. Last breath here. On your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten out the knees. Get a nice stretch in your hamstrings. This is your hip hinge. On Mondays, we go over our deadlifts. This is your hinge, guys. Learn it. Brace with your abs. Last breath here. Bring your hands down, step back into plank, strong plank. Nice shoulder strengthener and core planks. I love my planks. We might do some today. We'll see. Hold it here. Tuck the chin in, pushing away from the mat. Strong shoulders, not collapsing. Hold it here. Abs are braced. One breath. And then exhale, knees down, slowly lower elbows close to your sides. Chaturanga. We're starting off easy, mellow. Taking it easy before we get harder. Inhale, little baby cobra. Little spine extension. We spend so much of our day hunched over things. Let's give our spine some extension. Gentle, a little bit of abs bracing here so you're not pinching into that lower back. One breath. Exhale back down. Uncurl your toes, push yourself back, downward facing dog. That is Sun Salutation A, yoga warm up. That's it, it's easy. You don't need to be some crazy yogi flexible to get benefits from yoga, right? Pedal your feet out here, downward dog, pedaling the feet. This should feel nice on your calf and ankles. I love this for my runners, my cyclists, or just people who got tight calves, right? That's everybody. Pedal the feet, drive your butt high to the sky, flatten out the back. Let's go through that whole series again. We're gonna do 2 more. Simple. Walk your hands back to your feet. We are gonna do some planks today in our warm-up. So if you need to modify your planks, your shoulders, whatever, that's okay. I'll give you options. Inhale, reach to the sky. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen, long, tall spine here. Posture. Exhale, forward fold. Arms down, shake it out, release tension, release it, let it go. If there's any stress in your life, let it go. Let that shit go. Hold it here. One breath, halfway lift, straighten out the knees, nice hamstring stretch. Hold it here. Abs are on. Hinge. And then hands come down, plank. Number 2. We're speeding it up just a little bit. One breath, one move. Hold it here. Plank. Exhale, lower either knees or all the way down with control. Work those shoulders. Uncurl your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. You come all the way up into up dog if this feels better, or you can stay into that little baby cobra stretch. Up to you. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Open up the chest here. Squeeze, engage those lats. That's gonna protect that lower back, right? Here. Exhale, back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Let's go through this round one more time. And then we're moving on to finish out our warm-up. We have a series of 3 core moves today. Every class, I've got this little series, a circuit of core power moves. They are advanced. But again, I'll show you guys options. Don't worry. Weights are optional. Walk your hands back to your feet. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time. We're going to finish with a little bit of planks in our warm-up. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, hip hinge. Hands come down, plank. We got more planks coming. Exhale, lower however you need to with control. Work your shoulders. Uncurl your toes. Cobra or up dog. We're moving on. And then push yourself back, downward facing dog. We're moving on. So if you your wrists don't feel great with planks, or you're just having some issues in the shoulders or whatever, please modify. You can always come into a child's pose. You can always just do some other stretches. We're just finishing out our warm-up here. So if you can do some planks, get to widen your stance. Let your heels drop. Give yourself a nice little stretch here first. But get wider, because I want you to finish here stacked. I don't want you way far in front of your wrists. Now, if your wrists are sensitive, one is you can always roll out the wrists, give yourself a little bit more, double up your yoga mat too, to give your wrists a little bit more support, or just ease yourself into it, right? Wrists, sometimes it just requires a little bit of time to get them adjusted to that pressure, right? And then exhale back. So we're gonna start here. And if you wanna just keep it here, rocking forward and back, exhale it back. Inhale, plank. Take a break if you need to, right? You need to give your wrists a little bit of a break, that's okay. If you want to add on, I want you to reach that left hand back to that right shin, obliques, tap. And cross, if you want. Exhale, reach back. Back to center. Twist, reach through, looking underneath that armpit. A little bit of extra oblique work. We have obliques coming up in our series today. Get ready. And reach. Weights are optional. If you've got some weights, bring them. My Monday full body class, weights definitely. Today, optional. Last few here, just finishing up our warm-up, getting a little bit of core work, getting our bodies warmed up for what's to come, a little bit of shoulder, upper body. I love my planks and I love my push-ups because it's a great way to get some body weight, upper body strength. And two more. One more time. All right, on your knees, let's roll the wrists and the shoulders out. Again, wrists sensitive, work on it gradual, right? Just like anything else. If you're a little bit sensitive, you can just double up the mat or just work yourself higher surface to lower surface to get a little bit of more of that resilience in the wrists. A lot of times it's just getting practice. All right, let's finish with a cat-cow. Nice, easy spine warm up. Why? Because it just feels good. A lot of us have these tight, sticky spots in the back. Like, oh, that part of my back is so tight. We'll work through it. Use your breath. Exhale. Expand the rib cage as you go down. Inhale. And then exhale. Stretch. Nice, easy cat-cow. Almost everybody can do cat-cow. So as a PT, I like this move because pretty safe for almost everybody. Again, if anything's not feeling right to you, please modify as needed. I will try and give you some options, right? Our first move today is going to be a Russian twist, seated. If you can't do those, you know your back doesn't love that, then come onto your back and do some bicycle crunches. Again, focus is obliques. So today we're going to hit the obliques hard. We're going to do a little bit of a flutter kick. Weights are optional. I'm going to give you guys some options. And then we've got a reverse crunch, right? So a little bit of everything. Last one here. All right, if you've got weights, nothing crazy, 8 or 10 pounds. You can do heavier if you want. Russian twist. Again, if you can't do the seated position, your back doesn't, right? You need to have this nice locked in. When I said squeeze, pull the shoulder blades down your back, that's what you need for your Russian twist, not here. Here. If you're like, Dara, I can't do that. It hurts my back. Do some bicycle crunches on your back. That is your alternative. If you've got the weights, add them. Sitting up nice and tall first, not here, right? I'm not rolling back into my tailbone, abs, braced, and then I'm just gonna add that nice rotation and that twist. So this is our first move. Again, you don't need to go super heavy with the weights. I want you to focus on not losing your form. So don't get distracted by the weights. In other words, this is not a Russian twist. This is not engaging your obliques fully. I want rotation. So if you've got a tight back, this is a great exercise to work on loosening up that back, right? Anything that's rotational, we got our bicycles, we got some oblique work, cable, wood choppers, things like that. Not only is it a great opportunity to engage your obliques, which drive power through our core, from our upper to our lower body, but it's a great way to get some mobility in the spine, rotation. So if you are one of those people that's tight in your upper back, which is kind of everybody that I see, right? In PT, work your rotation, move your spine, thread the needle. You can do all the stretches, but this is a great opportunity to work on strength as well as mobility. We want both, right? That's the goal. Strength as well as supple joints, healthy joints. So that is the goal of this class. If you want to get more defined abs, great, you're in the right place. If you want to keep your spine healthy, great, you're in the right place. You can do both, right? So again, if you don't have weights, you want to add a little bit of difficulty, you can also elevate the legs up, adding more of a challenge. Just don't lose the form. So I say whichever one you pick, I want you to stay focused and not space out and not kind of cut the move in half, right? This is not a Russian twist. Here, as much rotation as you can possibly get. Breathe, not slouching the shoulders. I'm sitting up, right? Our first round is going to be our longest, so that's why I'm giving you all these explanations. Breathe, rotate. So we got a nice long first set. Get into it, then we'll speed up. We've got 3 rounds, 3 moves. Finish up. Here we've got flutter kicks next. Weights are optional. In 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. On your back, I'm going to show you levels to this. Be mindful of pressing your lower back down. When you have the legs lowering, you better have that lower back glued to the floor. So I'm going to suggest a couple things. This is the move, flutters. You can start now. I want you to press your lower back down. I want you to lift your head up for a few at least, or the beginning, because that's going to press this rib cage down. That's going to make sure that your lower back is staying pressed down. There should be 0 space here. Now again, if you have a bigger leg and it's harder to control, don't go as low. So that's my other option for you, is maybe you cut the movement in half, so you're maintaining this, but you're not going all the way to the floor. Now if you're really good at this, or you want to make it more challenging, you can always add that weight overhead, right? You're just going to increase that lever. You're going to give yourself more work to stabilize. So here, a little bit easier, here, harder, right? So I like to hold on to the weight sometimes. And again, you can bring your head down if your neck's getting tired, but just using that head elevated, because it's going to help reinforce that lower back staying pressed down. If you have an arch in your lower back, that's wrong. That ain't it. And you're going to put a lot of strain into your lower back. So when you see these people at the gym, hopefully that's not you, where they're kicking legs, they're doing all these leg lowers and things like that, and their lower back is super arched, that is not correct. It's cringe. When I see it at the gym, cringe. And sometimes I'll tell people, I try not to, but you're putting a lot of strain on your lower back, and that is not good for your lower back, right? The goal of this is control, locked in. Rib cage is pressed down, lower back is pressed down. My abs are firing. Deep abs, not just my rectus abdominis, not just those 6-pack abs in the front, everything. Let's do a few more here. Kick, 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 kick. Whichever version you're doing, make it good. 4 more. 3, 2, stay focused, and rest. Whew. Those are tough. All right, let's do a little bit of a reverse crunch. So again, we're thinking of lifting our butt up. You can add in upper body if you want, but I want you to focus on this lower part first. So deep lower abdominals, squeeze, pull that pelvic floor up, here, and tap. So level 1 is just gonna be here, and tap. Squeeze, lift, and tap. Level 2, maybe you add a little bit of a scoop, right? Lowering again as we get lower. These are hard, right? We got 2 back-to-back, really kind of intense exercises. Legs, abs, scoop. You want to add that full body crunch in. Exhale here. So if you want to add the 2 together, and if you really can't do the lower, you can also just do a crunch, right? If you're like, oh, my legs need a break, connect, exhale. Focus on that exhale, squeeze. So part of that is your pelvic floor. That's the bottom part of your core here. Squeeze, drawing up and down. And then upper body, connect. I'm connecting here to here. That is the goal of all of these moves, is that connection all the way around. It's all the way around. It's not just the front body, it's all the way around. Deep. Lower back is staying pressed down. Again, lower, you have your options here. You have your levels. If you just want to focus on that lift and that squeeze, that deeper, this is that lower abdominal, right? pelvic floor. That's what I kind of consider the bottom of your core. This is all, it all matters. Upper, lower, upper body, deep abdominal work, front abs, back, etc. Squeeze, exhale. So this is our whole circuit. We're gonna do this 2 more times. Then we're gonna stretch. That's it for class. You should feel these if you're doing them right, especially doing the scoop, that pull. Those are the ones that you're kind of gonna feel sore from tomorrow, right? Hopefully in a good way. Here, not lower back sore. 4 more. 3, 2, I love my full body crunch here. 1, perfect. All right. Come back into that Russian twist. Find that position locked in. Here, squeezing my lats, engaging, supporting, stabilizing my lower back. Whichever version you're doing, if you don't have the weights, that's okay. Totally fine. Let's add some speed, maybe, this round. Get a little bit of metabolic work in, so we're not gonna maybe do as long of a set. Again, things that you can change with your core work. Core work does not need to be crazy, jumping off of a Bosu ball to be, or explosive to get results, meaning to get some nice ab definition as well as some stability. But you can play around with a lot of things, adding weights, changing the tempo, etc. Right? So we're gonna go a little bit faster this round. We could add weights, you could change the moves. Maybe for those flutter kicks coming up next. Some nice rotation. Again, if we're adding speed, we want to stay still focused on our form, right? So we're not kind of spacing out and losing the form. So let's do a few more here. And then we'll come into those flutters. Again, maintaining that lower back pressed down. That is my PT tip of the day for all of that leg lowering stuff you guys do, really maintaining that lower back pressed down. If you remember nothing else, that may save you a visit with me in physical therapy. Keep that lower back pressed down. That requires a lot of abs. 4, 3, 2, 1. On your back. If you want the weights, you don't need them, but you can. Right? Kick, 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 kick. Round 2, I'm maintaining that lower back. Again, if you're not sure that you're doing these correctly, lift your head up, right? For a few, that's gonna keep that lower back really pressed down. And also don't go as low. So if you're losing it here, stop. This is not about how low you can go, it's how low you can go with proper form. And sometimes as fatigue sets in, guess what? Myself included, we need to cut down, take a break, stop, whatever. You stop as you need. This is your class. I'm just your guide. Take breaks as you need to. Maybe you just want to do here, right? Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all you can do. Again, if you have a big, strong leg, that is a lot more to hold. So it's a lot harder for you than maybe for me. So just listen to your body. Really work with what you are using. 4 more here. 3, 2, and rest. Whew. Give those legs a little break. Ooh, felt that. All right, reverse crunch or full body crunch or just upper crunch, up to you. Locked in here, connecting from here to here. Rib cage down, meaning here. Not here, here, right? And again, some people just have a wider rib cage, so it's more work to bring that flare down. Starting in whichever version you want to do. Maybe you just want to do the crunches. Again, maybe you're going a little bit of speed this round, right? Maybe you just want to do some reverse here, squeeze. Maybe you want to add that scoop, right? The goal for these classes that I am teaching, again, doesn't need to be crazy, exciting moves, but I'm trying to get a little bit of everything, right? So I'm not just going to do planks, not just going to do crunches, getting a little bit of dynamic movement as well as those holds. But it doesn't need to be a different workout, like terribly different every single time, right? To get results. Really, you want that consistency over time. Consistency is it. Last few, then we've got our last round. That's it. Then we're going to stretch, be done. Speed, squeeze, lower. I'm going to feel these tomorrow. I can already tell. Lower. lower, squeeze in a good way. You don't always need to feel sore to know that you've done work, but sometimes with work like this deeper work, this eccentric lowering, you will feel it. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Oof, give my legs a break. Last set. Stay focused, optimal form. We never lose our form. Locked into the position, back is stable. I've got my position here, my abs are engaged. Russian twist, last one. And again, if you can't do these, it doesn't feel great to be seated to do a lot of this ab work, that's okay. That's a lot of people. So you can do some stuff on your back, right? Again, on your back or supported, some bicycle crunches, or some other oblique work. I will often do a lot of that in other classes. If you want to check out some of those core workouts, you can check out my other playlist that has those short core 10-minute workouts. So to give you some other ideas. All right, last few here. We're almost done. Again, you don't need a huge ab workout to get results. 10 minutes, maybe a couple times a week. That's what I would do. Last few here. Then we've got those flutters. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. On the exhale, press that lower back down. Locked in the position. Maybe lifting the head up. And then kick. And back up. Whichever version you want to do. I always say, even just doing a few with the head up, just to make sure you're not losing the form. Again, take a break. If you need to take breaks, please do so. If you want to modify, please do so. We are almost done. Kick, 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 kick. Kick those legs, kick those legs. Last few, guys. In 3, in 2. Last one. Ooh, I'm happy to be done with that. Put the weights at your sides, reverse crunch or basic crunch, whatever you want to do. Exhale. Squeeze. Squeeze. We all have a pelvic floor. Use it. That is the bottom of your core, right? We are almost done. Finish strong here. Finish strong. We're going to stretch, be done. Every class is a little bit different. Sometimes a little bit of extra glutes, lower back. All of that is your core, right? So a little bit of core strength, a little bit of mobility, supple joints, strong muscles. Last few here. Why? Because my abs are burning. I know I did it right. Last few here. In 4. In 3, squeeze. 2, 1. Oof, we are done. Reaching long extension, open up, stretch those abs just a little bit before we stretch. Get some length. We did all that crunching. Let's get a little bit of length through the abs. Reaching. And then when you're ready, hug your knees into your chest. Let's stretch it out. I'm just going to guide you through some gentle mobility. If you have other stuff that feels nice on your body, this is your opportunity to add that in now. I'm just your guide. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock the knees side to side. Give your lower back a nice little massage. This should always feel nice. Please modify as needed. Let that left leg extend long. Shake it out. Release any tension. Hug that right knee into your chest. Roll the feet. Roll the toes and the ankles. Get those joints moving. Need those feet to be healthy, happy. That is your base of support. Do not neglect your feet, right? You will need them later to be healthy. Roll that hip around, lubricating that hip joint. Getting some more blood flow back into those hips, tight hips. Kind of one of the most common things that I see with my athletes or people in general. Tight back, tight hips, right? Loosen them up. Get them moving. With your left hand, bring that right knee across your body. Now, I want you to find that position on you that feels like a good stretch, right? So you may need your knee higher or lower, or maybe you're rotating more off the mat. Maybe you're here. Find that angle that just feels like you're getting like either a nice little glute stretch or maybe a little bit into the lower back in a nice way, a good stretch. Open that right arm out just to get a nice little stretch through the rib cage, right side. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Focus on the breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale it out slowly through the mouth. Release tension. Let it go. Enjoy the stretch. Last breath here. And then when you're ready, take your time. Come back to center. Let's do a figure four stretch, a little hip opener. You can leave it here. You can reach through for thread the needle. You can do pigeon pose. Anything that feels nice for you. Nice little glute stretch on this right side. Again, releasing tension. Roll the shoulders out. Release. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, pull the shoulders down the back. Let it go. Let all of that tension, stress, whatever, roll off your shoulders. Let it go. Shake the head side to side. Relax. One more breath here. Unwrap that right leg, shake it out. Hug that left knee into your chest. Give it a good squeeze. Roll that left hip around. Gentle, mellow, easy. Released, shake it out. Let it go. All the tension that's around us, and let it go. It's not ours. We don't need it. Bring that knee across your body. Again, find the angle that feels right to you. We're all built differently, so you may be here, you may be here, you may be here, you may be here, I'm here. Open that left arm out. We are all built differently. We're all beautiful, different in our own ways. So find the position that feels right for you, right? You're getting a nice little hip, glute, lower back stretch, gentle, comfortable, relaxing, opening up that chest and shoulder, rib cage. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. We are almost done with class. We just have one more move, maybe two, and that's it. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live class. I host them every week, full body and core work. Join me. Come back to center. Last stretch here, figure four. And then we'll just finish in seated with just a little bit of posture, just a reminder. Take that through the day with you. Nice tall spine, tall posture. We spend so much of our day hunched over stuff, computers, phones, car, whatever. So just think about that posture. Ears over shoulders, nice tall spine. Pull the shoulders back. Just gentle reminders. That's it. Take it with you. Last breath here, nice hip opener, should feel good. And then when you're ready, whenever, unwrap that left leg, windshield wiper the knees side to side, nice and easy. Roll onto your side and then into seated. Make your way into seated. You can sit however you want. You don't need to sit cross-legged if that's not comfortable. I just want you to focus on this nice tall spine, tall posture. Just take this reminder with you through the rest of your day. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Tuck the chin in, ears over shoulders. This is our nice aligned posture. Inhale, reach to the sky. Lengthen. Exhale it out. One more time, ears over shoulders, crown of the head to the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale it out. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you got something good out of class. Join me for class every week. I hope you got something good out of it. I will see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves.